Hello, my name is Ioannis Dizoglou. In this video tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a digital clock by using Visual Basic. To get started we need to create a new Visual Basic project. Let's go to File, New, select Project. Make sure we select Visual Basic and on the search bar we are going to type .NET. We are going to use the Windows Phone App .NET framework. Let's select it and let's click Next. I'm just going to type this rename this project to Time, and then select Create. For this project, I'm going to use one label, and I'm going to increase the size. Let's go to Properties. Let's make it 30, and I'm going to change the fore color to green. Let's select Web. Let's select green. Okay. Let's put this here. Let's put this there. And also I'm going to select and add two buttons. The first one here, button 1, I'm going to call this, let's change the name value, the text value, to Start the Time. And I'm just going to call this, the name will be btn start time. The next one, I'm going to call this, the name value will be btn stop time. Also, I'm going to change the text value to stop the time. Capital T here, keep consistency. Okay, let's increase the size. Let's check the width here. Make sure that we have the same width. Perfect. Okay, let's bring this further up. Let's increase the height as well. Let's change the fore color to both of them to green as well. Let's make it bold as well. Let's change the value to true. Okay. So I'm just going to call this form. Let's change the text value of the form will be time. Let's put this here. Let's make this a bit smaller. This there, this will do. In fact, let's put this right here. All right, so the next thing we need to do is add a timer. So let's go to a toolbox and then we're going to click and drag a timer into our form. We're going to select the timer and we're going to change the interval to 1000 milliseconds is equals to 1 second, and when the project starts we want the timer to be enabled. Okay, let's double click now on the timer and we are going to put some code here. Before we add the code within the timer, let's create 3 variables. So I'm going to create the first variable, dim hour, as I'm going to assign the integer 16 data type. I'm going to say is equals to 0. Then I'm going to create another dimension, another variable. It's going to be minutes. And I'm going to assign integer 16, which is going to be equals again to 0. And finally, I'm going to create the final variable, which is the seconds. And I'm going to assign the integer 16 data type, which is going to be also equals to 0. So I create my 3 variables. Now, every time the timer ticks, which is every 1 second, every 1000 milliseconds, I want something to happen. What I want to happen is I'm going to add one value into the seconds. So I will say second plus equals 1. Let's change that to seconds. So seconds variable, it's going to be plus equals 1. Let's skip a couple lines here. Here we're also going to be putting the customizing the label. So I'm going to put LBL. We didn't rename the label, so let's select the label. For the text value, let's make it 00 colon 00 colon 00. Let's put it here. For the name value, we're going to call this LBL timer. Sorry, time. Let's call it time. LBL time. Let's go back here. Here I'm going to say LBL time dot text is equals to, I'll say hour. I'm going to convert the hour because it's an integer to string first of all, and I'm going to put 2 digits 2, so it's going to be 0 0, then 0 1, etc etc, plus I'm going to say and I'm going to put double quotes here. I want the colon, and then I will say and again. I want the minutes dot to string. I'm converting the minutes to string. And I'm going to again make sure that I've got 2 digits. And I'm going to also add here the shift 2 to add double quotes. So I'm going to add another colon. And I will say and then finally I will say seconds dot to string. I'm converting the seconds again to string, and again I'm going to apply 2 digits. Let's put this into double quotes. Okay, so the label is going to be, I'm looking for the text here. So LBL time dot text is equals to the hour. I'm converting the hour to string because originally is data type, so I can actually display it. So every 1 second, this label will be updated. Okay. So here we need to create some if statements. So we'll say if seconds is equals to 60, then I want something to happen. What I want to happen is the seconds will go back to 0. Also, I want to say to the minutes is plus equals 1. Because every 60 seconds I want to add 1 minute. So then on the minutes I will say plus 1. So I'm done now with the seconds. Now I'm going to create another if statement here. So I will say if minutes is equals to 60, so I've got 60 minutes to an hour. Then I will say minutes equals, minutes equals to 0. So I'm setting the minutes back to 0. And also I'm going to say to the hour plus equals 1. So I'm adding 1 value to the hour. And here now I'm going to do the final if statement because I've got 24 hours to a day. So we'll say if hour is equals to 24, then I want the hour to go back to 0. Okay. So this is my code now. If I go back here, I can see my everything is in place. So if I click play, I will be able to see my timer. Okay. Now let's stop this because I don't want to wait 24 hours to test my timer. So what we're going to do, we're going to select the timer and we're going to change the interval. Let's make the interval to 10. So 10 milliseconds. So every 10 milliseconds, the timer will tick, which means that every 10 milliseconds, this code will be executed here. But before I do that, I want to basically make sure that I'm stopping and starting the timer. So if I double click on the stop the time, I'm going to put timer 1. Let's call this the timer properly. So let's select the timer here. And I'm just going to call this my timer. My timer 1. Instead of 1, let's call it my timer. Okay. So let's go back here. I'll say this my timer dot stop. And I'm going to go here, and this is the start button, and I will say my timer dot start. Simple as that. Let's remove the extra space here. That's better. Okay, so let's save the project. Let's run the project. So you will see the timer go fast, so 60 seconds. Okay, let's make it even faster. Let's stop this. Let's go back here. Let's make it a tick on every 1 millisecond. So in every millisecond there. So once this is reaches to 60, let's be patient. This one should go to 1 o'clock. Obviously, I'm not going to wait here until 24. So what I'm going to change here, the value, I'm going to change the value to 23 to make sure after 24 hours it goes back to 0. I'm going to show you this in a minute. And then the next time we're going to test the seconds, the minutes, sorry. I'm going to start with the minute 58, maybe 55. Okay, that's good. So it's working. So let's stop the timer. Let's start the timer. Okay, so starting and stopping the timer works also. Let's go back to the code. Let's change the minutes to, let's make it 50. And here, let's make this 23. So we can see that after the 24, it's going to go back to, in fact, we're going to put 24 here. So we're going to go back to 00 again. So put 50 seconds there, 50 minutes. So because I don't want to wait all the way. So as you can see now, the timer started with 50 minutes here. So now it's going to go to 60 and it's going to go back to 1. Let's stop that. So the hour, let's change that to 23. Let's try again. So we have 11 o'clock. So we'll go 12 o'clock, 2400. Perfect. So because we said once it reaches to 24, we want to go back to 0. So this works. So let's fix that. Let's put this by default to 0 and 0 because we know it's working. And this is how you basically generate a timer by using Visual Basic. Hope you've learned something new today. I hope you will use these new skills to create great software applications. Bye for now.